From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith say they're eyeing a fall 2027 start date for construction of a new bitumen pipeline to the West Coast. It's part of a plan to complete the remaining steps of the landmark energy deal they signed last fall. Smith told reporters the announcement should help quell some of the people who want Albertans to vote for separation in a plebiscite this fall. She says support for separation has been over 30%.
Historically, it's been under 20%. That's where I'd like it to be again. I'd like for us to have Albertans feel such confidence that Canada is working for them that that separatist sentiment goes back to historically low levels.
Smith says the deal should convince some Albertans that Canada is worth fighting for. National Assembly of First Nations Chief Cindy Woodhouse-Nepinak is warning against changes to development rules for major projects. She tells the Canadian Press the proposed federal changes demonstrate a pattern of exclusion while rejecting the compressed timeline for feedback submissions. Ontario's Ministry of Health says it's now testing 10 asymptomatic people with connections to a Hantavirus-stricken cruise ship.
The province says the 3 high-risk travelers, 2 who were on the cruise and 1 who was on the same flight as a person who has since died of hantavirus, will stay in strict isolation regardless of their result. But the 7 low-risk contacts can stop their recommended 45-day isolation if they test negative, while daily public health monitoring will continue. This is a shift from this remark made earlier this week by Ontario Health Minister Sylvia Jones about the effectiveness of testing asymptomatic people for hantavirus.
It may not be the best way to monitor.
Jones said the guidance from the province's top doctor was that it wasn't appropriate at the time. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
Experts say gas prices are poised to stay high all summer, disrupting budgets and travel plans for Canadians. Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTague says we are in uncharted territory, noting the world has never seen an energy crisis like this. And the largest collection of Paul McCartney's personal artifacts ever publicly displayed is part of a new exhibit at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Paul McCartney and Wings opened today in Cleveland, exploring the musician's reinvention after leaving the Beatles. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Connor Brown scored the winning goal in the third period as Canada opened its 2026 World Hockey Championship with a 5-3 win over Sweden today in Switzerland. The Toronto Blue Jays are in Detroit tonight to kick off a 3-game series with the Tigers in the major leagues. The Montreal Canadiens can advance to the NHL's Eastern Conference Final with a win tomorrow night on home ice against the Buffalo Sabres. The Habs had a chance to eliminate the Tampa Bay Lightning in the same fashion in the opening round of the playoffs, but lost 1-0 in overtime before grinding out a 2-1 Game 7 road trip win. Head coach Martin St. Louis says his team will need to up its level even higher.
It takes a lot. I mean, Game 6 against Tampa, we probably played one of our best games of the series and didn't win. So, it probably takes your best and more.
Montreal beat Buffalo 6-3 last night to push the Sabres to the brink of elimination. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.